Hi, I'm Mark from Main Clinic Supply, and today we're going to be working on basic maintenance on our Inogen at home unit. We're going to look at replacing the inlet filter, the columns, and then I'll show you how to remove the particle filter and then put it back on, which is a pretty simple procedure. So first we'll start off with our inlet filter, and there aren't any tools required for any of these as well. Just so you guys know, but sometimes if you need something for a little bit more leverage, you can definitely grab that as well. But first, our inlet filter on the Inogen home. Sometimes it's called the intake filter as well, so that's located up here. It's what the humidifier strap is on here. And you can see there's a little opening, which we can just put our finger in and typically lift up. Sometimes, again, if it's a little tough to get out, you can get something maybe to help get some leverage on there. But typically, just pull straight up on that filter and it should pop out. And you can see the filter right there. And again, just like always, I always take the old parts that we have and just set them separate of our new. So here's our new filter, and we just simply just push it back down from the top to reinstall. And just push it all the way down so that way it sits flush there. Next thing we're going to look at doing is going to be the columns. So we'll tip the unit on its side, and you're going to notice on each side of this bottom housing here, there's a little press button. So we're going to push it on both sides and then kind of push out towards the bottom of the Inogen at home. So that removes that bottom cover. And then you're going to see the columns are located right here. And what I've found the easiest thing to do on these is first we'll get the metal bar up on both of these. That way they're free. And then, so with one hand, we're gonna depress the column latch to make sure that it's not holding the column in. So we're gonna push up, and then with our other hand, I'm actually gonna take this and kind of push it. So just use the leverage of the handle itself to help the column pop out here. So I'm just gonna push it all the way down and help that pop out here. There we go. And this can be a little tough to do. They're a little tougher to get out than a lot of the portable ones that we deal with, but there's our first column. And then again, so I'm gonna push and hold that latch down and just kind of pry the column up. Here, I'm gonna move it this way a little bit. There we go. And then that one pops out as well. So there we go. So we got two columns. And now we'll take our new set here. And you're gonna notice our new set has some black caps on. So we wanna make sure we remove the one off the bottom and top before we put it in. And it doesn't matter if it goes in, you know, which specific side. I'm just gonna put this one in the top here first. And I'm gonna push and lock this into place. There we go. So that's the first one. And here's the second one. All right, so both those are locked into place. Now we can put our base plate back on, and you're going to notice there's a little cutout here, so make sure that goes where the power cord is. I've seen those being put on backwards, and then it has troubles venting as well. So that should fit that little notch cutout on there. All right, and then we're gonna take our AC cord and plug it in. All right, so with our AC cord plugged in, We're going to now reset the Inogen at home to let it know we've replaced the columns. So we're going to press and hold down the plus button only with the unit turned off. So we're going to hold that down for about 5 or 6 seconds. And then we should have the 1, 3, and 5 lights show up on the display. All right, so there you see we got 1, 3, and 5. So that is our column reset on there. And then just to clear that out, we can hit the power button. All right, so that is the column reset on the Inogen at home. All right, so we got the inlet filter changed and our columns changed, and we did the reset procedure for the columns. So the last thing we're going to do today is we're going to replace the particle filter here. So just to remove that, all we need to do is just press down on this top latch and pull out right there. So this is the particle filter for the Inogen at home. So if this is pretty dirty, what we do is we take this, run it underneath some warm soapy water, dry it off, and then we can put it back on. If it is broken, doesn't stay on, sometimes this tab breaks off. Of course, you can purchase new ones. We have those available as well to replace. But just for the purpose of today's video, just removing it and placing it back on there just so you can see exactly how that's done. So now we're going to insert it on the bottom to reinsert, and then make sure it just clicks on the top there. All right, so that is our basic maintenance for the Inogen at home. I hope you found this video to be helpful and helps you maintain your Inogen at home concentrator. And of course, at Main Clinic Supply, we have our tech support available as well. If you do have any questions on replacing any of these, or if you do need the components, we do have all those for sale as well.